A gaming controller is simple, yet it isn't. It could have many buttons like a keyboard, a few shortcuts like a mouse. You need balance for a good controller. In the masses of buttons and vibration motors, you need to know what to improve on. You need to strike a balance between marketing and comfort, between design and simplicity. The shell needs to be fluid and usable because the controller is your bridge to an endless world of gaming. The placement of buttons and sticks need to be carefully thought out to avoid physical impairments because you are the one that makes a video game come to life, and the controller is your best friend.
So let's get into whether the Xbox One controller lives up to this.
So let's start off with the transition from Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. The disappearance of the battery hump was a major plus for the new Xbox One controller. According to a person named Mansfield, it's the smaller adjustments that made the bigger difference.
The controller was made lighter and joystick smaller for easier use. As for grips, the first gen Xbox One controller didn't have any, so they got a bit weird after playing for long periods due to sweat, although future generations of this controller got the grips. The biggest negative of the controller is the size of the triggers. Both Mansfield and Mission state that the resting position was not comfortable for the index fingers, and this applies to all generations of the Xbox One controller.
Also, something I noticed was that the buttons on the Xbox One controller are larger and the triggers and bumpers seem less weighted along with the joysticks, compared to the Xbox 360, of course. Additionally, the start and menu buttons are larger and more visible compared to the Xbox 360 controller.
People agreed that the Xbox One controller is one of the most ergonomic controllers out there, but there was a concept controller that could have been even more sensible. In the following quote, they explain how their concept controller could be way more sensible, and they question why Microsoft has never went toward this direction. With two halves of the controller in each hand, you're more at liberty to sit comfortably and move your hands in a natural manner as you game, punching them at an invisible enemy as you churn out kill combos, or aiming/recoiling with your hands as you fire triggers, or even turning them simultaneously as you steer a car. The split design's organic form also makes it much more ergonomic to hold onto, letting it almost conform the negative space of your palm, and therefore making gaming on the Xbox more comfortable, more natural, and as a result, more immersive. That said, it's still designed not for branding, but for gaming. For example, you use the left stick a lot, so they placed it in a natural position. But sticking on the topic of futuristic controllers, the Xbox Series X has a somewhat similar controller. But as Mansfield said, the smaller changes make the biggest difference. Whether it is in a good way or a bad way, we'll find out.
The Xbox Series X controller is smaller than the Xbox One controller in an effort to fit more people's hands and make the controller easier to use. But instead, this adjustment is hurting some people's hands. It is said that the Xbox Series X controller was designed to perfectly fit an 8-year-old's hands. They did this by rounding off and reducing more of the controller.
Chris Jex states that the change in size is very noticeable. After his playing session, which consisted of Rocket League, Assassin's Creed, and Forza Horizon 4, he reported that he was feeling hand strain.
Although the Series X controller isn't without its improvements, it has a matte finish for more of a consistent and smooth feel, whether your hands are wet or dry, and the D-pad is a blend between the previous cross and dish of the Elite controller. The deep dish gives the thumb a place to rest, and the angles of the cross give a good amount of leverage with minimal movement.
This is great and all, but why don't we see what other people think? We sent out a survey about the ergonomics of the Xbox One controller. To be fair, at the time of recording, only 5 people, including me and Mission, have filled out the survey, so we'll be putting a link in the description below so that all of you can check the results as time progresses.
Okay, so 80% said that they play 1 to 3 hours in one session. 2 people said that they have medium-sized fingers, while 2 people said that they have big fingers, and 1 person said that they have small fingers. 3 people said that they have skinny fingers, while 2 people said they have medium-sized fingers. 3 people said that they have long fingers. 1 person that they said that they have short fingers, and 1 person said that they have medium fingers. Now, why does this matter at all? This tells us around how many people actually will find the triggers of the Xbox One controller comfortable. 4 people said that no, their hands do not start hurting after playing with the Xbox One controller, while 1% actually said yes, it does. 4 people said that the triggers are just right, while 1% said it's a bit small. 1 person said that the triggers are just right. 2 people said it's a bit short. 1 person said it's too long, and 1 person said it's a bit long. 2 people said it's just right. 2 people said it's a bit thick, and 1 person said it's too thick. 2 people rated the ergonomics of the Xbox One controller on a scale of 1 to 10 as 8. 1 person rated it as 10, another as 9, and another as 7.
And this really shows how people are so different and that you can't actually make a perfect controller. I guess in this way the Xbox Elite series is amazing. But let's continue.
So, to round off, we're going to be basing this off of the quote we said in the first couple lines of this video. First comes practicality. You can just pick it up and use it. It's so practical. And there are many buttons, including the menu button for easy use. They probably could have added a capture button, but in the end, the Series X controllers have them anyways. The Xbox Series X also added grips.
Next comes design. Design and marketing are big parts of any product. The Xbox One controller is sleek and simple, yet has a lot of character with the glowing Xbox button. The old black models had a black material that could scratch very easily, however. Additionally, the diagonal joysticks are in fact very comfortable, as the top left joystick is closer to the edge of the controller so that your thumb doesn't stretch too much, while the right joystick is farther from the edge of the controller so that your thumb doesn't bend too much. This makes for a pretty weird aesthetic, especially when it comes to marketing, but in the end, it was the right choice.
Next comes simplicity. The controller is very simple and doesn't have any gimmicks, such as the PlayStation's touchpad. You can't really complain.
And we also have to mention the shell. Now, everybody knows that Microsoft apparently molded the controller to your hand, and that's pretty amazing. That said, the new Xbox Series X controller has been molded to the hands of an 8-year-old. So, yeah.
But what is tech without progress? They chose to upgrade many of the right stuff, such as the weighted sticks and the small buttons. They also added an advanced rumble motor for the time, which was 2013. All this said, the Xbox One controller kept in line with its roots. Now,
And that's the end of the video.
wait. Now, thanks for watching this video. As always, please like, subscribe, share this with all your Xbox loving friends. PlayStation people not allowed. No, just kidding. That's not true. Please watch us. We need viewers. Anyways, have a good day. And we'll
we have
see
some
you.
exciting stuff
Yes.
coming out. It depends on when this video comes out. Okay, bye.
And we will see you in the next video.
Goodbye.
Yes.
I actually like these outros way better. Like the one where we're just like, okay, thanks. Bye. Share this, please. We need views.
Yes.